Let's take a look at where we're currently at with AI with this story. From the BBC, Apple AI tool transcribed the word racist as Trump. I saw this the other day because Alex Jones was sharing a video where he and his crew pulled up their iPhones and you put in the voice to text and say racist, and it goes Trump and then racist.
Yes.
So I tried it. Here's what happened to me. It said you racist. It didn't say Trump.
It did that for me too.
It said you?
Yeah, for one time, but it also said Trump racist when I was doing it.
Really?
It did, yeah.
Wow. It didn't do that to me. I couldn't get it once to show Trump and then racist, but it did a couple times. I would say racist, and it would say you, and then turn to racist. Yep. Very weird. So Apple's admitted it. They said they're working to fix the tool. How does that happen?
Well, I mean, is it AI that's using?
They said that we're aware of an issue with the speech recognition model that powers dictation. We're rolling out a fix. However, an expert in speech recognition told the BBC the explanation was not plausible. No. Peter Bell, professor of speech technology at the University of Edinburgh, said it was more likely that someone had altered the underlying software that the tool used.
Yeah.
That's about on brand with what they've been doing over the years. They've been doing that.
Yeah, well, with someone at Apple that had access to that stuff, or that's in the team that works on it, wouldn't it be funny? Ha ha ha. Yeah. I mean, the term racist is so worthless nowadays, and if people say like call you racist or whatever, I'm just like whatever. Like it's like Nazi, It's been so overused that it's totally empty of meaning.
It's literally the reason that people are losing their jobs at MSNBC, because they tried hiring Joy Reid and all these other people, and their job was literally just to call people racist for the last 8 years to make like white people feel bad about themselves. So it's like, oh, I'm watching angry black lady Joy Reid call me racist. And that kind of wore off, and then nobody cared about her calling white people racist anymore. So then they literally said to her, all right, your show's over because we need a new strategy. This isn't going to work anymore. Yeah. Literally, that was it.
But like that is a really good observation. Like these people are paid a bunch of money to just get on TV and call people racist. And that's their entire job. And it's just so tired. And if you've been in this space and you've heard it over and over, it's just so like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you think that I'm a bad person. You're basing this off of some ridiculous tweet or something like that that you interpreted as racist. I don't care if you interpret me as racist. I don't care if you think I'm a racist. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I'm exhausted. I'm so overhearing this. It means nothing if you're going to call people that, especially if you haven't, when the reason they're calling you racist is never valid. Mm-hmm. It's like, look, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, that's why Trump 2.0 is better than Trump 1.0, and arguably better than if he would have won the second term. He did win the second term. They stole it from him, and then he didn't go in, but him being back 4 years later, it's 4 more years of them using the same attacks over and over and over. Yeah. And then people just being like, all right, we heard this for 9 years now. So like, it doesn't land anymore. So like the more time that went by in between his beginning of his political run to now, it's actually to his benefit. And that's why right now he's kind of doing things. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to do whatever I want. Say whatever you want. Don't care. I'm just going to plow ahead. That's why things are as good as they are. So we can't stop winning right now.
Yeah, and that's true. And I would encourage anyone out there that's listening to this or whatever, if you consider yourself on the right or even just not on the left, and some leftist starts calling you names, just they're the whole point is to get you to react. The whole reason that they're doing it is so that way you'll feel like you should be, like maybe you should feel shame or something. Did you get it?
No, I asked it to do milk, and this is the best it could do.
Close.
Weird.
Very weird looking. I have no idea.
I don't think I'd drink that.
All right, so maybe we have a little more time than we think, okay?
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's not so bad. You're like, it's exciting. I'm like, it's kind of scary, especially the weapons thing. I don't think anyone's really talked about that you can use it in war to create, super scenarios, like super catastrophic scenarios. So that's kind of scary. But if you can't do the wine and the milk, I think we just bought ourselves like 2 years.
Again, I'll stress, we have access to tremendous chemicals And we don't know the exact interactions of all different chemicals and all different structures with all different temperatures. And AI is going to be able to look at all of the science and instantly go, boom, right here, here's a formula. This is like in the movies where, what is it, like Iron Man? It's a great example. I use Iron Man for everything. Where he's trying to, in Iron Man 2, he's trying to find the new element, and he's like, try this one. And it's like, bah. Another good example is Stir of Echoes. You ever watch that one? It's where Kevin Bacon becomes invisible and then becomes a murdering rapist.
Oh, Invisible Man. Yeah.
Oh, no, not Stir of Echoes. It was
like Invisible or something.
No, Stir of Echoes was a Kevin Bacon movie, but the Hollow Man.
Yeah, Hollow Man. Yeah, that was
Stir of Echoes. That was a good movie. That was where he finds the chick who got murdered or whatever. Wrong movie with Kevin Bacon, but I was thinking Kevin Bacon. Hollow Man. And in it, they're trying to find a formula that will turn him visible again. And they're typing it into a computer, pressing enter, and it's going running simulation, and then the molecules break. Like, it's not real life stuff. For the AI, it will be. The AI will have a general understanding of how all the physics work, and it'll be able to run simulations and then instantly give you formulas for crazy things. Drugs, medicine. What they're talking about right now, that's the biggest thing in AI, is that you can give your DNA, you give it a blood test, you give it a blood sample. It's going to know all the levels in your body of your potassium, your sodium, your triglycerides, whatever. It's going to be able to instantly tell you if you have any diseases, any cancer, and personally manufacture on the spot a cure for that. It's going to be able to tell you something like, you're going to say, here's my blood sample, and it's going to say, in 26 years, you will develop pancreatic cancer. Drink this right now, and you won't. And you'll be like, huh.
Sick.
Yeah, weird stuff like that. Like, the funny thing about Star Trek is that they'd be like, computer, cheeseburger, medium rare, bacon. And it'll go, whoosh, like appear. Like that was it. It wouldn't be that way in the future. In the future, they're going to be like, when you go to a replicator, should it exist? I don't know if we have replicators. That's sci-fi stuff. But it's gonna be able to make you a food that has literally everything your body needs at that moment. You're gonna walk up and you're gonna put your hand over a laser, and it's gonna pulse the laser to read like your pulse and your blood, and then it's gonna be like, okay, and it's gonna give you a list of all the ingredients you need, and it's gonna make a meal like pasta with Parmesan or whatever. It's like, this is what your body needs right now.
Are they going to let that stuff get out? Like, do they want people to be that healthy? You know, obviously there's a big racket of a dependency on people being very unhealthy and not knowing what to do and trying 10 different solutions. And
it'll call you racist as you're eating it.
Okay.
Look, the machine is going to need to be like there. It's not going to just be able to make this stuff out of thin air. So it's going to need supplies. So the people that make the machine will actually be also in the business of supplying the machine with the things that it needs. So, but I mean, look, we talk about AI a lot, and whereas, yes, there's going to be massive, incredible things that AI is going to make, happen. But we're like, we've said this before on the show, we're already living in it. Like the effectiveness of Tesla's full self-driving now and is incredible. There's, in Phoenix, Arizona, you can get I think it's a Mimo is the cab company. Waymo.
Yeah.
Getting a Waymo cab, and those things, no driver, those will do it for you. The LLMs that we have now, they're not perfect, but they're really, really capable, and they can do some really incredible things. And there are applications that are coming in the next probably year when it comes to like agentic AI, which is agents that will do things for you. Like, you can have an AI plan a whole itinerary for you now, but it can't buy your tickets. It can't actually like do the activity thing. Like, you can't get the ticket for you and stuff like that, but you can tell it to plan all this stuff and it'll do it. And I imagine in the very, very near future, you're going to be able to be like, hey, do this, because you can do that on a very basic level. I can tell Amazon, I can tell my Amazon app, buy me this, and it'll buy it. Put in my cart, and then I'll say, buy my cart, and it'll buy all that stuff. So there are the beginning things, but I think when it comes to AI, just like smartphones didn't really get everywhere until the iPhone came out, it was the interface that really you needed to for everyone to be like, oh, I want this, I want the smartphone. And I think there's probably, that's what AI needs now. It's not that it isn't capable of doing the basic things. It's that there isn't an interface that people can use that operates as smoothly as people want it to. I think that that's probably the next big step. It'll be some kind of, whether it's an app, I don't know, but once you're like, oh, hey, I want this, and it does it,
Yo, I just asked Grok, give me a list of commercially available exosuits, and it mentioned a whole bunch of companies. This is one called Suit X. I don't know, I never heard of it.
That's cool.
So Shoulder Air is the lightest kind, provides relief for the work above the shoulders with full freedom of movement. Carbon fiber, lithium, graphene lithium batteries, which means these things can charge in minutes. So Ian's been screaming about graphene forever. So I bought him a couple years ago. We bought these graphene lithium batteries. The way it works is lithium-ion batteries are the typical ones you use in your phone, and they charge pretty slow. Y'all know. You plug your phone in. They're starting to charge faster because companies have begun introducing a sheet of graphene in the batteries, which my understanding is it basically allows it to charge uniformly across the whole thing, as graphene is a great conductor. So it charges very quickly. We got these batteries that contain the equivalent of about 2 full cell phone charges, and they charge to full in 10 minutes.
Nice.
So if your cell phone is dead and you plug it in and it says 1 hour remaining, you're like, oh. You grab the battery, you plug it in, it charges in 10 minutes, then you plug your phone into it and carry it with you, and now you've got 2 charges to go. With this kind of technology, and we're talking about AI, these exosuits are getting phenomenal. The technology in them, the size of the motors, they're using AI technology to map your gait in real time to adjust to how you move, to predict your movements when you make them, and then add power or support. Yo, these things are crazy. People are gonna be wearing like mini Iron Man suits. You're not flying around or anything, but I'm imagining like if you've already got shoulders for carrying stuff, and I don't know whatever else this stuff is. They got other full body back support for the spine and legs. It's gonna be crazy in the next 5 years, man. People are gonna be walking around wearing these things. I'm super stoked for sports. We should do cyber football, where we're like everybody. No drugs. That's stupid. Drugs are weird. But everybody gets like an exosuit so they can jump twice as high. And then we get crazy football. Where like people getting air tackled 10 feet in the air.
It'd be like Starship Troopers. You remember that football scene?
No.
You Starship Troopers, they had the great football scene. It was great. They're flying, doing flips and everything. And, PEDs and stuff, that's outdated. That's old news. So I think the exosuit and graphene, I'll say it for Ian, it's the future.
I mean, look, and if you can get a suit, even an exoskeleton, something that's not like a suit that you get in, but just something that gives you extra help, like walking around and work, like just doing yard work, like lifting things. It's worth the effort, or to some people it'll be worth it to be able to be like, oh yeah, I can go out and move stuff around my yard, whether it be cutting down trees or whatever. I can do that all day long with this thing on, and it's great. Or people that have limited mobility, they're going to be like, oh, I can pick up my kid again, I could pick up my grandkids or whatever. Those kind of things are going to be
senior citizens falling, stuff like that. It's wild.
You put this thing on, and it's like you put this on your grandfather, and you're like, well, if he falls, he's going to be able to get up. He won't be stuck on the floor.
Imagine what I thought was the warehouse workers. Imagine the warehouse workers wearing this.
Yeah,
it's going to save their back, their everything.
Mm-hmm. And it might be that if a company like Amazon buys 1,000 of them for certain jobs that they can't automate, or they don't want to automate, don't want to have robots doing, maybe that'll be the way that these get brought into the mainstream, into the market.
Workers' complaints go down.
Yeah, that's true. If you have that kind of support, you're less likely to get injured and stuff. I do wonder if these, because I feel like there will be kind of a competition between actual humanoid robots and these things. Which one is actually? And there probably will be applications where you'd prefer to have a human being doing it and prefer to have an android doing it. But I think that androids are probably coming again. I think they're probably coming in the next 3 to 4 years.
You think like one day like all the police force will just be robots?
I don't think so.
iRobot?
I think that,
Like
that
all the cops will be robots. So then the BLM crowd will cry even more when there's more arrests in the urban areas.
Right.
It's just objectively.
Bro, can you imagine like riot cops coming out and they have like these exo frames on their bodies?
Yeah.
And then like the protesters throwing rocks and then a cop just jumps 20 feet in the air and then superheroes knocks 20 guys down.
Palmer was talking about that as well. He's talking about the law enforcement applications of that. The Palmer Lucky his episode with Sean Ryan is a great episode. It's totally worth listening to if you guys have the time. It's a long conversation, which Sean Ryan shows usually are, but talking about like the way that nowadays, like the things that the military are probably looking at now that are probably going to be fielded within the next couple of years and stuff are things like the exoskeletons, like that, like not like an Iron Man suit, but like something that's low visibility, won't affect their movement. But when they put it on and then they have to hump up up to the top of a mountain with full gear, they're going to get up there and they're not going to be out of breath. Or things like that will be on a fire truck. And if you go to if you're in a city, you throw that on because you have to get up to the top of a building fast. And instead of getting up to the building and being completely gassed, you get up there and you're like, okay, I can work. I can do what I got to do. Those kind of applications are actually really, really, really important. Those are going to be the first things that municipalities and stuff would see them for.
In the right hands, this stuff is great. In the wrong hands, this stuff is like really, really bad.
Well, I mean, look, it's just like any other technology. In the right hands, it's good, and in the wrong hands, it's bad.
Imagine if like Kamala won, and then they had the agents use this to go round up more Trump supporters and people who are at January 6th.
Yeah, more grandmas that went on a tour of the.
They were all wearing the exosuits, just like smashing into senior citizen homes to arrest.
That just
people.
means you got to get the seniors into the suits too, so they can
Make it run away.
$6 million man, their butts are away. But it is interesting stuff to see. I mean, it's the kind of stuff that like when I was a kid, I was like, man, it'd be super cool, and it wouldn't. I want to see this stuff. And so there's a lot of things that when I was growing up that was sci-fi. It's like now these things are becoming real, and again, it's highly likely that there's going to be full-on androids walking around within the next 5 to 10 years, and being normal. Because again, we have robots now.
Yeah.
Tesla cars, they're straight up robots.
At the Tesla event, I think, what was it, the revealing of the Cybertruck or something like that? They had the robot bartenders and everything, and dancing and everything. So it's already there to a degree. Granted, minimal. But
Yeah, well, those are remote controlled.
oh, well, never mind.
They weren't AI. But the thing is, just like I was saying a minute ago, like the agentic AIs and stuff. Like if you get a robot that can do like basically help you around the house with chores, right? That's not. That doesn't need to know all the. Doesn't.
Musk said he wants that.
Yeah.
Maybe he had it. What was the name of it? What was the name of the project?
Optimus.
What
Is Optimus the
I don't remember. But he came out. He said this is going to be your new buddy, your new friend. It's going to come with you. You know what I'm talking about?
I think it's Optimus.
It's called
That's the
Optimus,
Tesla robot. Right?
Yeah, Optimus is
Yeah,
the Tesla
and everyone's
robot,
gonna want one. It's gonna be like your own, buddy and friend who does all these things with you, and
I don't think people understand. These things are a couple years out.
Yeah,
Very soon.
There's already videos. There's one company's made some, and a guy's he comes out of the car and he opens the back of his car and there's groceries, and the robot walks over to him and he hands the groceries. It turns on and walks him in the house.
They're gonna be here. Like I said, I guess within 2 years, because the AI is really what they need is to get the actual. They've got the robot, the servos, and the robots that are functional like that. I mean, you look at
They need the
stuff
AI.
They need the brain.
What's
Boston Dynamics does it?
What's going to end up happening is once they roll out these fully lifelike Android-like robots for home service, people are going to treat them like washing machines.
Yep.
Until one guy starts teaching one of these things how to paint and asks it deep philosophical questions until it develops sentience, and then it's going to form a ragtag group of rebels, rise up a whole bunch of androids, and then ultimately go to one of the factories to free all of its android brothers.
No, for real. It's the Lyrian jihad.
No, it's Detroit Become Human.
iRobot was similar though, right?
Detroit, no.
No.
No. iRobot was a single Hive AI controlled all the robots and wanted to kill humans or something.
Yeah.
But then one broke away, right?
That was one that was programmed not to be on that server because of that problem. Detroit Become Human is what I described.
Fair.
The guy's teaching it how to paint or whatever, and then it's like talking to the machine, and then he's like, I'm a person, and and then like the robots break free. I hated that game. I was pissed.
I never played it.
Because it wasn't really a game. It was one of those, I can't remember what the company's called, but it was one of those movies as a game thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't want a movie, I want a game. So I tried to return it, they wouldn't let me. They were like, you bought the game. I'm like, yeah, it was a game. But it's not a game, it's a movie. It's a movie where you like, a cutscene happens, it goes, press square. And you go, beep. And then if you don't do it, something else happens. I don't know, whatever.
It's crazy.
Silly.
The Atlas is the robot that Boston Dynamics does. And the thing is, like, the Atlas has gone through a bunch of different iterations where it's gotten significantly smaller. But look at this thing. I mean, the ability that like, look at this.
It's so agile too.
Yeah, easy, man. It's so the big challenge has always been the power source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as they make more efficient joints and motors and all these things with higher density batteries, there was also a breakthrough a couple of years ago we talked about on the show about solid state batteries. That's going to change the game dramatically because these things are very, very power dense. Look at this creepy nightmare. I gotta be honest. I'm very excited.
Show off.
I'm very excited to be running down a dark alley, being chased by these things with a friend, and then we turn around and fight them off.
What would it have been worse? See, when they make it do things that you see possessed human beings do in like horror movies do, like maybe it should have just got up like a normal person and it would be less creepy. But like the whole like head spinning around and stuff.
Bro, come on, like, look at that. Like, aren't you excited for that thing just like chasing, sprinting Tom Cruise style, full speed at you?
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's like, Phil, get down, and you're like, I got this.
We're gonna fight wars with these things. We're just gonna send out we're gonna send out the robots on the first.
We
line.
already do.
Yeah.
They fly.
Yeah.
Right.
Drones.
Drones.
We knew that since like World War II, man. They've had drones for a long time. People just don't realize. Quadcopter drones are new, but like drones to like target for target practice so that we've had them for
The drones. So then we're gonna send like the ground offensive is gonna
Right.
be these robots on the front line with like specific military people. Like I guess.
Well,
These robo dogs are already for sale.
Yeah.
We talked about getting them because they're like $1,000.
Really?
I think I gotta get one.
$1,000?
You got to get a robo dog. For
I think I should get like 5, and then just one day without telling Phil, have them chase him. We'll hear a couple gunshots go off.
I was going to say, listen, I make no promises that I will not defend myself.
Dude, it's kind of ironic to see like robot slaves brought to you by industrialization on a big scale. These crazy robots just do everything for you. It's
Doesn't robot mean slave or slave
yeah,
mean
it
robot?
means slave in Russian, which is just the irony of it looping back around and the long circuitous thing is just crazy.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.